This week we're going to be doing something a little different as many people requested to do something other than football, so we're going to be doing NBA power rankings instead. Let's get started. Also, if you enjoy the video, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and comment. NBA weeks 1 through 2 power rankings. At number 30, we have the Chicago Bulls. They look to be on the verge of their first win, but then they lost on a heartbreaking three-pointer. If the Bulls keep this up, they'll be lucky to barely be in the playoff mix. At number 29, we have the Pistons. Detroit lost to the Wolves and Cavs to start the season, but Blake Griffin and off-season signing Jeremy Grant have both played well in this stretch. Mason Plumlee is also excelling in an expanded offensive role. At number 28, we have the Warriors. Every time this team wins, they celebrate like they just won the NBA championship. But Steph Curry seems to have found his rhythm, as he has 98 points over the past 2 games on just 62 minutes played. At 27, we have the Hornets. Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward are playing like they're worth the money. Let's see how long they can keep this up. At 26, we have the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies lost both Jaren Jackson and Ja Morant, pictured here, early in the season. But they are struggling to get stops consistently during the stretch. At 25, we have the New York Knicks. The Knicks lost handily in their first few games, but they shocked the world with a win over the Bucks, and now they're in the midst of playoff contention. At 24, we have the Thunder. This team still struggles to mesh as they lost Chris Paul in the offseason. This team is one of the worst teams in the league. Let's see how they end up toward as the season progresses. At 23, we have the Wizards. This team's record is not what it looks like, as they just can't stop opposing offenses down the stretch. Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal are playing great offensively, but can't get stops on the defensive front. At 22, we have the Houston Rockets. All you can do is laugh at James Harden. The guy skips camp, breaks protocols, shows up out of shape, but then all he does is drop 44 points and 17 assists and averages a triple-double. The Rockets' record is also not what it looks like. Then we have the Raptors. The Raptors have lost many big men, and this team is struggling with a smaller rotation. Let's see how they do as the season progresses. At 20, we have the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. have looked good offensively, and Paul Millsap appears to be rejuvenated. But they're going to need to figure things out on the defensive end as the season goes along, if they're going to remain title contenders. At number 19, we have the Portland Trailblazers. Coming into the season with plenty of hype due to a revamped roster, we got a reminder this week that the Blazers still have a long way to go to incorporate their new parts. At 18, we have the Bucks. It's just a matter of time before the Milwaukee Machine gets rolling again, as Giannis seems to have also found his rhythm. At number 17, we have the Celtics. Without Jason Tatum making clutch shots in every game, this team would only have one win right now. Again, the season's still young, but let's see how this team progresses. At 16, we have the Utah Jazz. Not much to say here, but Mike Conley needs to improve even more if the Jazz want to win, as they don't have much depth. At 15, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards is the least hyped up number 1 pick in NBA history, as he's quietly averaging 15 plus points over the first 5 games. At 14, we have the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic is the sole part of this offense that keeps Dallas running. Without him, Dallas would have 0 wins. At 13, we have the Spurs. DeMar DeRozan continues to educate his peers about the post-game, as he has excelled in the paint, and the Spurs are one of the best teams in the league. At number 12, we have the Pelicans. Brandon Ingram is putting up MVP numbers, as Zion Williamson is looking great offensively. At 11, we have the Kings. This team started off hot, but has dropped off ever since. De'Aaron Fox is not the only part of this team. Buddy Hield and Marvin Bagley need to improve more. At number 10, we have the Clippers. The Clippers were in the mix of the top spot of the power rankings to open the season after solid wins over the Lakers and Nuggets. They should be one of the league's best teams this season. At number 9, we have the Heat. The Heat suffered a few disappointing losses, but Jimmy Butler was out. Last night, they picked up another great win. At number 8, we have the Orlando Magic. They started off the season undefeated, but have taken a few losses in a row since. Is this team for real? At number 7, we have the Cavaliers. The post game is the main plus for the Cavaliers, as they dominate, and no opposing team can score in the paint. At number 6, we have the Pacers. The Pacers are riding their bench to a great start. If the bench keeps it up, they'll become starters by the end of the year. At number 5, we have the Nets. KD and Kyrie are looking like LeBron James and Anthony Davis, but both of them have missed 2 games this season. Let's see if they can keep this record up. At number 4, we have the Atlanta Hawks. Many suspected that this would be another building year for them, but they're one of the best teams in the league. They could be making the playoffs this year. At number 3, we have the Lakers. LeBron James and Anthony Davis are both playing well, but both have had load management issues. If the Lakers continue with these issues, they could lose more games. At number 2, we have the 76ers. Statistically, the 76ers are the best team in the league, and they cannot be stopped down low. But their only loss came without Joel Embiid. If he misses games, then it doesn't look good for the 76ers. At number 1, we have the Phoenix Suns. To close this off, the Suns have looked great with Chris Paul showing the younger players how much of an importance they should give to defensive playing. But if this team continues to be unable to get stops on the defensive front, they could lose multiple games. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and let us know about your opinions in the comments section.